Attention blackboards. Oh boy. Look at that. All right, welcome to another School Principal Reacts. I'm going to try playing School Tycoon again here on Roblox. But just so you know, and I can't do this, I've got to turn this music off. Thank you. I do like the music, but it's very, very repetitive, So I wanted you all to know, a lot of you commented that my previous game videos lagged quite a bit, and I was able to find the problem. It was not my computer. It was not my internet connection. It was the recording software that I was using. So I think this will run smoothly. You all will have to let me know whether or not it does, which I know Roblox is not a really high demand kind of program. It's pretty low as far as the demands of the computer and so forth. I don't know what this person is doing, but I will try on some other games as well. But I tested it last night on a much more high demand game, and it worked just fine. So why is it not letting me claim this Tycoon? All right, is there something wrong with the game? Looks like they're trying to do the same thing and they can't. All right, I got my Tycoon back, and I'm thinking back last time. I forgot about this whole thing where you have these, I think they're homework assignments. No. Assignment printers, a homework packet printer, and they stamp these grades on here. There's book reports, and then you have to come down here and collect it. But I have a teacher assistant that is collecting them for me, so I don't have to always be down here and do it. And again, I turned the music off because it's okay, I guess, but it's just really, really, really repetitive. I can only take a certain amount of it. So let's see. I have 24,000. I don't know if that's good or bad because the prices of these various things are so different from each other. All right. So if I remember, I got the coach, the basketball coach down here. I only have, I think I have, is that a student, I think? And then do I have 2 students? I have, I guess 2 students, and then I think one of these is like an athlete or something. What is this? I don't know what's going on here. And then I thought I had a teacher that looked, I remember she looked like a man with a powdered wig or something, but it's actually an old lady. But I don't see her anywhere. Unless like this is a teacher and it just gives you a different looking teacher. Maybe that's it. Charlotte Martin. I don't know. This game's a little weird, but I remember saying, oh, I have to start with the principal's office, and this is it. I remember making fun of this principal's desk, which is, never seen one quite like that. Principal drawers, bookshelves, rug. What's a principal's rug look like in Roblox? That. Okay. Now, have I seen rugs in principal's offices? Yes. Have I seen a giant blue generic square or rectangle? I have not. Yeah, I don't even know if I've seen a rug like that. Just plain blue, especially with the little border like that. Don't know if I've seen that. Principal bulletin board. Let's do it. And there's no wall yet, so it's just kind of floating. Is there anything on there that you can read? No, just blank papers, which wouldn't happen. I do have a bulletin board like that. It does have some items on there, but not just blank paper. Like, I really need to look at this blank paper from time to time for me to be organized. Like, that doesn't happen. What about the principal shelves? Yeah, okay, I guess. You got a potted plant. I think I do have a fake potted plant in my office. Some generic books, which, yeah, I guess. You're not going to have books like books that you read for entertainment or whatever. You're going to have like training manuals, training materials, things that your school is working on for professional development. You're going to have maybe a textbook or two, something that you're working with the teachers on. You're not going to have like the kind of book. These look like books that came from the library or something. Potted plant, yeah, that's pretty typical. I want to see what else is in here to see kind of how realistic it is. Principal drawers. Okay, what are principal drawers? It's a file cabinet. Come on. Who wrote this? Sometimes you see these games where the person who made it is not a native English speaker, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But the things that these things are given as far as names are a little off. So, yeah, look at this. I mean, is this not a file cabinet? These are file cabinets. These aren't drawers. These look exactly like file cabinets. And, yeah, you may have some file cabinets. Very common. All right, principal bookshelves. Let's do it. Okay. Yeah, nothing wrong with this. I have a couple of shelves like this in my office. Now, do I have like books, like books in there? No. Again, training materials, notebooks, binders, books that are used for, again, teacher training, that have reference materials on different instructional subjects, that kind of stuff. Not just books like you would have. You would have something like this in a teacher's classroom, particularly like an English classroom, social studies classroom, where students can go over and read books either for just pleasure or something they're working on in class. That's more what this looks like. Although I do have shelves exactly like this in my office, but they have different things on them. Principal drawers. Is this just more file cabinets? Yes. I mean, and what is this on top? What do we got on top here? Which, it's funny, in this school, hopefully I can provide some expertise and make this more interesting for you, but for the principal's office, yeah, definitely. I've seen a lot of principal's offices, including my own, including previous offices I have had. What is this white thing? Is it just a crumpled up piece of paper? That's kind of what it looks like it's supposed to be. Or I don't know what else would be, a rock. I see some random papers up there. Yeah. You're not going to have wadded up paper up there, though. At least I hope not. This person, if this principal has wadded up paper up there and just leaves it, they have some problems of their own. What's on this one? On this one, they put, again, the wadded up paper. Now, this is pretty accurate. This looks like, at first glance, and I know the graphics are sort of limited in how it can provide the details of what it actually is, but to me, this looks like those, if you've ever had a file, it makes perfect sense that it's on a file cabinet, like those little colored dividers, where you can separate your files and you have little tabs on them. That's kind of what this looks like, and yeah, that would be pretty accurate. Someone is in my office over here. Whoever that was, they disappeared. Hello. Oh, that's one of my either student or a teacher. I'm not sure which one. It's pretty bad when you can't tell. They look like they're almost wearing like a martial arts uniform or something with a belt. That's kind of weird. All right, principal drawers 3. Let's do it. And it's just some random papers. Yeah, which you might have that. All right, looks a little more like an office, but a principal's office? No, it looks almost like a cheap office. You'd go in like an insurance salesman or like a car dealership, and these offices are changed out all the time because they're always hiring and firing people, and you just have like a office with no pictures, no decorations. It's just an office where you could fire this person and someone else could walk in and start working. It looks like that kind of office. Yeah, this part is kind of nice, but I mean, it's just, yes, you have file cabinets and you have shelves, but you're not going to have like these types of books on there. And this desk, you're going to need something more than just a table, a generic table. You're going to need some drawers and some little file. Sometimes you have a little file cabinet almost built into your desk with maybe a hutch, and like you just need to be able to organize yourself. And there's a student with like a mask and a phone and like hearts for eyes. I don't know what that means. All right, principal's office door frame. Okay, yeah, that looks like I've seen many schools that have that kind of generic metal, rectangular, sharp-edged door frame, and then there's the door. You have to pay $3,000 just for the door. Oh, okay, it does open and shut. That is a wicked sound. That's kind of crazy. Hopefully you can hear that. I've never seen this type of door. I've seen this type of door frame, but not this type of door. This is like an exterior door to the school to lead to the outside is what it looks like. All right. Do I want to do, what are my options? The library, and I'm very thankful for that teacher's assistant right now. She's collecting my money so I don't have to do it. Science classroom, geography classroom, the gym sign. There's my, oh, that's the teacher. So I guess the teacher just looks a little different. Hallway trash cans, detention sign. Is that what this is? Detention? I don't know what this is. Lab. Okay, so let's do detention. Detention gets a lot of attention. There's a detention episode of Ned's and iCarly that I've talked about to you guys. Let's see. Detention sign. Yeah, and I saw this like in Ned's Declassified, I think, where it had a sign that said detention. I've never seen a school that actually had, like when they built the school, they had a whole room just for detention. You never see that. You just, if you're a school and you have detention, I guess she's done with her detention. You just pick a room that is not being used at the time you want to have detention, and you have detention in there, and you just tell everybody. If you have detention, you go to room 102 right after school, and you stay till 4 p.m., and that's your detention, and that's kind of how it works. There's the door. I don't even think I'm going to use it. And detention, I mean, yeah, it's just going to be a normal classroom. There's some places that use, like, if they have a room for in-school suspension, they might use, and I'll tell you if I see something in this game like it, where it's like a desk with little dividers on the sides. Some of you may have used a desk like that. What is a detention lamp? What happened? I don't even think anything. Oh, just like overhead lights? That's really weird, since we don't have a ceiling yet. Detention blackboards. Oh, boy. Look at that. Okay, yeah. And in every movie or TV show that I've seen, including Ned's Declassified, where they have a detention, it's like written in huge letters at the front of the room, and, you know, it's detention, and they just really hammer that home. Like this. I've never seen that happen in real life. Not that detention is supposed to be a fun place, like you want students not liking detention, but they just really overdo it in TV shows and movies. And again, I've commented on this. You don't see blackboards anymore. Some places may have them if it's like a private school or a really old public school. And some of you have told me, and I've seen this, other countries sometimes have them. Just, I don't know why they just do, but in the U.S. we have those white dry erase boards mostly with the dry erase markers, and then smart boards also. The blackboards with the chalk, you don't really see that so much anymore. Detention desk 2, you just have to pay like thousands of coins for every little desk, and they're all exactly the same. I don't think I want to do that just yet. It seems like a waste. What is the center area? The cafeteria? Let's buy that. Let me tell you what I think of the cafeteria. All right. What kind of lunch table do they have? My goodness, that's expensive. Trash cans. Cafeteria buffet. Cafeteria. What is a cafeteria poster like? It's blank. Somebody didn't put that much effort into this. It's blank. I was thinking, you know, you do have that. I have seen cafeterias where you have a poster of either the school mascot or some food, like encouraging students to eat nutritious food, like, hey, vegetables are good for you, stuff like that. I have seen that. Or if there's a particular brand, like sometimes school districts will sign contracts with specific school manufacturers, and they'll have like their poster in there as part of the contract, like, whatever the company is. They'll have their product there. Sometimes it's even companies that you've heard of, like from the grocery store, that do these things sometimes. Or like a poster that says like the school menu on it, but these are blank. So someone didn't do a good job here. Lunch tables 1. I want to see what these lunch tables look like. I think I have enough. Yep. That's exactly what many of them look like. So I would be curious to know if you guys sat in desks or cafeteria tables like this. So I've had a few different kinds. Back in the day, you would have just a table with like regular chairs all the way down it. Nowadays, you have cafeteria tables like this and this is very much how I'm used to it, where you have these little stools. They're not the most comfortable thing in the world, but they work. They're kind of attached to the table, and then the tables fold up and the stools just kind of go with it, so you can clear the entire cafeteria floor. Because at most schools, what the custodians have to do is either every day, or some places do it like once a week, they might sweep the floor and mop it, but then once a week they clear the entire cafeteria and do the whole floor, so that stuff doesn't get like stuck up underneath the table and the cracks and crevices, and they'll clean the entire floor. But yep, these little hexagon are more often circular seats. Yep, that's exactly what most places have that I've seen. All right, what is a hallway poster? Some blank posters. And I have seen stuff like this, but they're going to have something on it. They're going to have like positive messages, or like, hey, read, it's good to read, you should go read a book. Not like a blank poster with nothing on it. So hallway lamps. Hallway lamps, yeah, that's pretty standard. Just the fluorescent lighting. It's not the best, but it works. All right, and that's typically what you have. There's actually a lot more than I thought to this game. Hopefully my teacher assistant is keeping up. Yep, she's keeping up. Can I get another stamper? Or no, not a stamper, but the next moneymaker, 75,000. So I have to let it build up a little bit. Let's see what else there is. And I really want to see what it looks like, so I can tell you how good this person did as far as how good a job. Principal's office, yeah, I've seen places that'll have a little sign like that. Either that, or more commonly like right here on the side of the door. Which, you see that some now, like back in the day, not just a few years ago, most places would have the teachers' names and stuff like on the outside of the door. You don't see that anymore. Now you just see like room 101 or 102, and that's unfortunately because of safety issues. You don't want people coming up to the school looking for a particular teacher. That's not what you want. So most places are not going to be labeled like that with people's names. Let's see. What do I want next? I don't want to get just door frames. How about the cafeteria buffet? Let's see what this is. Cafeteria buffet. Yeah, pretty much. Except in most cafeterias, the students are not going to be able to just go up. Like, this looks like a regular buffet, like at a regular buffet restaurant, where you, the customer, or in this case, the student, just walk up, get what you want. It does look kind of like this, but there's going to be the lunch ladies. I don't know if I've seen a whole lot of men do that job. I don't know what they would be called. A cafeteria worker, I guess, is probably better, but the word lunch lady is pretty prevalent, even to this day. They would just go through and they'd be like, hey, what do you want? Do you want this? Okay, I'll give it to you. Or they just give you one of everything. And, maybe very commonly there's like there's like 2 or 3 lines. And if you go in one line, you get one set of items. If you go down another line, you get another set of items. Most schools will at least give 2 choices. That's pretty common. And then usually one choice is like way more popular than the other. And that's why I've said, like in Ned's Declassified, there was an episode where they were concerned about running out of pizza. I believe that was the daydreaming episode. Check it out if you haven't seen it, where they're like, they're going to run out of pizza. And yeah, That means if you get there too late and they do run out, then you get whatever the other choice was, which is usually okay, but not quite as popular. Let's see this lab. I want to see this lab. So, all right, you don't know anything about it yet. Lab tables, lab ladders. What's a lab ladder? Let's see. A lab ladder. Okay. I've never seen a lab ladder be used in any sort of science class. I've never seen kids have to go up on ladders. Seems like a safety issue. And then there's like some pliers and a screwdriver up there. Labs are very common with your science courses and lab style classrooms, but a lab ladder, that's not usually part of it. All right, a lab table. Lab tables are definitely part of it. Let's see if they got it right. Yeah, that's kind of a more modern version of it. Most schools that I've been to have those kind of old school, they look like this, but they're just much more like pointy around the edges. I see this in movies too. They usually get this part right. They don't get a whole lot else right about it, but they have like these pointy edges and they're super heavy, and they do look a lot like this, but this is a much nicer modern version of a lab table. And then you've got these cylinders here with various colored liquids in there. You don't deal with those too much. You do with science labs, but it's only going to be once in a long while, and you're going to have a lot of talking about safety and lab procedures, and maybe taking some tests and assignments on lab procedures before you actually just throw them in there and let them do anything. Lab blackboards. What? So again, number one, you don't have blackboards in classrooms anymore in the U.S. Not usually. Number two, these are green, but I know what they mean. Chalkboard. And number three, I have no idea what this has to do with labs or science. It says, say it with me. No, 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 no. Pomegranates, pomegranates. If that's some sort of meme that I am just too out of touch to know about, let me know. I don't know what this means with the pomegranates. I don't get the reference. So, lab bulletin board. Let's do it. It's the same bulletin board I saw in the principal's office, I'm pretty sure. A lab lamp. A lab lamp. Okay, it's just the lights in the classroom. It's not a lab lamp. It's just some fluorescent lights. That's all it is. Lab desk. Yeah, and most science lab classrooms are not going to have... Well, no, I take that back. I've seen it both ways. I've seen it where the science classroom is mostly something like this, or very common you'll have the whole... There's all sorts of styles of these. This is kind of the old school version. I remember having this in elementary school where you have the desk with like the little under pocket thing under the desk surface. Nowadays, you see far more of those chair desk combos with the basket underneath. You probably know what I'm talking about. But most science lab classrooms are going to have mostly these lab tables. I have seen it where it has sort of a combination, but the way they're designed, it has just lab tables just laid out in rows, and students sit at that. Even when they're not doing a lab, they're using those lab tables instead of regular desks. Lab desk 2, I'm guessing this is an identical thing. Yep, and I'm not spending any more money on that. Okay. Just like the detention desks. Hallway trash cans, why not? Yeah, that's pretty nice. There are usually going to be trash cans in the hallway, and I've seen all different styles. That's pretty nice. Usually it's just the big circular ones that are just kind of basic that you would see at a retail store or something like that. All right, let's do... That's expensive, and I want my 75,000, whatever it was back there. Gym flags. What is a gym flag? Is it the U.S. flag? Nope, it's banners. I would call those banners. Those are not flags. So when I thought flags, I thought like the U.S. flag. The reason being is typically, at least in the U.S., I don't know if this happens in other countries, but at the beginning of any sporting event, baseball game, basketball game like this, football, American football game, soccer, the way we would call it, any of that stuff. At the beginning of the game, you're going to have the national anthem, and so during that time, everybody is going to look at the flag, the U.S. flag, as the anthem is played or sung. These are banners, and these are very common. They're not blank like that. What'll happen is in a gym like this, you'll have it. They're about that size and shape. It'll say up here like, oh, champions. We were the champions in 1995 or 96. We were the champions. And so that's how it goes. You'll have these all across the gym. Sorry about that. My camera cut out for a moment. But they're not just blank like that. I want to see these gym bleachers, but I do want to get up to 75. I'll go ahead and buy it. Yep, those are gym bleachers. These are kind of like the old style gym bleachers. The kind of basic metal ones in this exact pattern. These are like outdoor bleachers, though. You see these a lot at outdoor football stadiums, baseball fields, where it's just kind of basic. It's just enough to sit down and you sort of put your feet down on that lower one. Gym bleachers nowadays are more you've probably seen them, the plastic style. They're like a hard plastic that you sit on. A lot of more new or modern gyms will have them where they go in and out of the wall. You push a button and they come out or come back into the wall like that, where you can move them in and out. All right. What is a gym lamp? Is it just it's just the fluorescent lights. That's all it is. I got excited for no reason. Okay, what else? A geography class, science class. What else? In most science classes, by the way, you don't have, if it's going to be a science class, more often than not, it's going to be one of those lab classrooms, like at the end of the hall there. You're not going to have a classroom that's just regular desks if it's a science class. Yeah, I have seen that, but that's only like if the school didn't have enough to have a lab classroom for every science class. You're just not going to have that otherwise. Let's buy the library. Oh, did not mean to do that. Sorry about that. Okay, library desks, library lamps. I guess I'm not going to get my my little additional printer today. All right, I want to see the library desks. Yeah, I've seen those. I've seen a lot of different libraries that look very drastically different, but yeah, they did get this right. Very typically, they'll have these big, bulky, and they're this color too. They're always, for some reason, this light brown wood color. I don't know why. I guess wherever they order them from, this is just what people think of, I guess, when people think of libraries. In much newer schools, I see a move away from this. They'll get stuff that looks a little bit nicer. Like, not that this doesn't look nice, but like a dark wood or some sort of hard synthetic material of some kind, make it look nice. But yeah, these old school, really thick, light wood color tables, I do see that a lot. The posters, I'm going to assume, are just the blank posters. Library bookshelf. Let's get library bookshelves 1. See what that looks like. And it's the shelf from the principal's office. Yeah, this person, whoever made this game, copied some stuff, which I guess I'm okay with, but this is kind of sort of what library shelves look like. I've seen a lot of different kinds. Typically, they're a bit more bulky than this, believe it or not. Yeah. All right, let's see what else there is here that I can look at that looks interesting. And there's plenty of stuff. Probably a whole nother video's worth at least. Oh, a bus stop for 200,000. That is what that says, right? 200,000 coins. I don't have near that many yet. First floor. Yeah, there's multiple floors. Which, by the way, that's a huge school. Look at that. If it goes that high, there's, I guess, the completed version of it. and there's someone's half-complete version of it. You do have schools that are multiple floors. You don't see it an awful lot. I've seen a lot of 2-story schools. I did serve in a 3-story school, but that was more because the school was really, really old, and that's, I guess, how they built it in that period. But nowadays, I don't see that a ton. But obviously, if like it's a landlocked area, you could do that to, I guess, get more space out of it. And again, I kind of laughed when I saw these lab ladders. I don't know what a lab ladder is supposed to do or be. I've never heard of a lab where people get up on ladders and do stuff. This looks like, with the pliers and the screwdriver, this looks like something, or whatever these are, some kind of cutters. Looks like pliers to me. Where someone would get up there, like a maintenance guy. Most schools do have maintenance personnel. They have custodians too that do some light maintenance, but they have their maintenance or operations department, and they have people that like fix things and work on different systems of the building itself, and they might have a ladder like this and get up and do stuff. But kids, no. People could get hurt very quickly on that. And there's a student. They're just sitting there staring with these creepy heart eyes, staring at the wall. Okay. The school, and then here's a teacher sitting in the detention room by themselves. Oh, look at this teacher's face. The other teacher, or there was a student that had kind of a strange facial expression. Look at that's. If I had a teacher that looked like that, I'd be calling the principal. Would be like, I think this person might be on drugs. I'm not sure. That looks a little weird. And this coach is angry. Look at him. Look at that coach's face, and he's just running around. There's nobody even in here. And I already bought a basketball hoop. The question is, can I get another? Oh, I do have more school capacity. Player. I want a player. 6,000 coins. I do have that. Let's do it. All right. Where do I have a basketball player? Does he have to like run over here? That's him. Look, he's got a basketball, and he's dribbling it down the hall. Reminds me of Seth from Ned's Declassified. He's always got that basketball with him, no matter what. Spalding. Plug for Spalding. Does it say Spalding, or is it some sort of off-brand? I think it says Spalding. Like, did they? Yeah, I guess they didn't care about brand issues. Is he going to shoot a basket? Okay. I think it said that I get 1,000 coins for every basket he makes. That's pretty good. Hopefully. Oh, I need another. Let me buy another one for him. Maybe I can take my money back if he comes down here and wants to shoot. Look at him. He's happy. He's happy. This coach, which, I have seen coaches get mad before, but not usually just during a normal school day. All right, here's the cafeteria again. What else can I do? I didn't mean to buy that. Some trash cans or recycling bin. Recycling bin? I have not seen that. If that's what this is, I didn't see what it was called before I stepped on it. It looks sort of like a recycle bin or something. This is the trash can, so it can't be that. I've not seen too many schools with recycling bins. Matter of fact, I don't think I've seen any. Generally, they just have the trash, or at least in the places that I've been. Okay, what else can I do? Let's see. Populate. Can I get some other people? Janitor automatically cleans. Teacher assistant. Assistant principal. Oh, but I need Robux for that, don't I? That's tempting, isn't it? I got a player. A golden student. A principal. They just get you money. I mean, that's what they do. And probably just walks around and does nothing and then just generates money. A bus. I can get a bus. $5,000 per field trip. And you need a bus driver, I guess. Let's do that. You got to do that. Bus driver. Let's go. All right. Where's my bus? Which field trips? I mean, field trips are a part of school life for sure. Don't tell me. Is it not going to let me use my bus because I don't have a bus stop and that costs $200,000? They tricked me. And these are all really expensive. I'll get these eventually. Playground, a playground path. This must be an elementary school. You don't really have a playground other than elementary school. You'd have, I guess I should buy these cheap things to make it look nice. These are super cheap. Benches, yeah, I've seen that before. School sign. Lamps, those are nice. They look kind of shopping mall-ish. And then front terrace, front door frame. Yeah, okay. Well, and there's a lot more for me to do. I may go ahead and leave it here with our basketball guys out there going crazy. This is a pretty fun little game. I probably will play this at least one more time. It's interesting to see what the maker of the game thought that these things should be like. But I'm going to go ahead and leave the video here. Hopefully you enjoyed this. If you would like to see me play another game, whether it's educational or not, please let me know. Again, hopefully the gameplay was really smooth. I think I've solved that problem permanently. So just let me know. But otherwise, I'll leave the video here. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video on School Principal Reacts.